If you want to become a successful trader, stop searching for that holy grail. It doesn't exist. As traders, we often search for the system or a method that will lead to immediate success, hoping to find the secret to drive our performance and profitability. However, we need to embrace that trading is a performance activity, just like playing sports or musical instruments. It requires hard work, practice, and commitment to improve. Hey there, Tamir from FIBONACCI'S.com with the daily market recap. Please hit the like, subscribe, share with friends, and without any further ado, let's see the charts. Is this the turning point everybody's been waiting since beginning of August? Friday almost closed the gap at the 443. Today we have a nice try getting back up above this white trend line. As we can see, this white trend line, resistance, support, support, now resistance. Friday and today trying to close above it. I'm waiting for a confirmation for this reversal above this red trend line. As you can see, always zoom in, zoom out, follow trend lines, because trend lines gives you the roadmap for future price action. White trend lines helps us to identify, we have another trend line over here. White trend lines helps us to identify the longer term uptrend. Red trend lines, short-term retracement since beginning of end of July, beginning of August, retracement. So I'm waiting for maybe a weekly close above this red trend line. Then we are heading towards this 455, and then Q4 heading towards this white trend line. But for now, wait, let's see where price will take us. We are still in a short-term reversal, short-term retracement. We might go all the way towards this white trend line and then bounce up. QQQ, doji of the 50% retracement. Friday, today, we got a trend reversal confirmation. Let's see, continuation above 373 and then 376 to the upside will be the next very tough resistance, because it was resistance from here towards here, as we can see. Now it will become with high probability the next major resistance. IWM holding the 190, closed the gap a few days back, the July 11th gap. Now 190, the 50% retracement is holding. Let's see continuation above the 192, and then we have all the levels to the upside. We also have all the levels to the downside. Follow price, use levels as risk management. We don't need any other indicator. Dow Jones inside doji, which means indecision for the Dow Jones. As we can see, since beginning of August, Dow Jones basically moving sideways. 350 to the downside, 353 to the upside. Long continuation 2-3 days above 353, and then we are heading back towards 356. Trend lines, Fibonacci levels, and the relationship with candlestick analysis. This is all we need to become our own indicator. Bitcoin, nothing much. 29,280 to the downside. Below it we are heading towards 28,600, and this white trend line moving sideways. 29,800 is the very tough resistance. For now, nothing much on Bitcoin, nothing much on Ethereum. We have lower highs, lower lows. We can take trend lines to help us see it. And as long as these trend lines, price is inside this downtrend channel, we are in a downtrend until proven otherwise. Oil, as we can see, trend lines gives us the roadmap for future price action. And as long as these two red trend lines holding, price is holding inside this channel, price of oil is in an uptrend. Now let's see a close above 83.50 we can look left, always look left. Why? You can also put a line over here. Let's make this line. Now you can see why. 83.40. Resistance, resistance, resistance. All this area of the 84, 83, very tough resistance, long continuation above this blue line. Before we continue to Apple, I would like to ask you, just hit a like, subscribe, share with friends. It takes 1 second and it will be much appreciated. Also, if you have any comment, feedback, suggestion, let me know in the comments below. Anything will be appreciated. Apple moving sideways between the 176, 180 is a very tough resistance. This gap needs to get filled. Bulls will not be able to do the next leg up before this gap will get filled. Tesla, and it's of course it's only my opinion, everything you see and hear on my channel is for educational purposes only. Always do your own due diligence, become your own indicator, check the links in the description below. One-on-one live mentorship or same program, pre-recorded, 6 hours, 49 lessons. Both programs guaranteed lifetime access for support, guidance, all Discord channels until you will say to yourself, I need no one else. I have all the tools on the technical and on the psychological side to become my own indicator, make my own choices, risk management. Check the links in the description below. We do have summer discounts. Tesla, more than 80% of all gaps will get filled, and this gap, 235, is filled. Now, as you can see, trend lines from support, resistance. We have this red trend line. These two trend lines we can delete because they are not relevant for now. Trend lines gives us what we need. Breaking above this red trend line, we are entering back towards this red trend line, still in a downtrend. No signs of reversal on Tesla yet. I'm waiting for a weekly close above this white trend line and then we'll make consideration. Amazon, nice bounce of the 136 towards this purple trend line. This purple trend line goes all the way back to December of 2022, November 2022, support, resistance, resistance, and as you can see, resistance for the higher highs. Let's see Amazon breaking up and above this purple trend line together with the 144, a weekly close, and then we are heading towards 155, 170, and maybe towards all-time highs at the 190 area. Be prepared for Q4. We do have another month and a half for 2023 Q4, but be prepared. AMD, you know these two lines, the 106, 119. You know these lines because you follow me on Twitter. If you don't, take 1 second, press the follow button. Links in the description below. You know these lines because you saw previous videos. 107, this blue line is holding. Now let's see bounce and continuation towards the 119. A weekly close above 119 and we are good to go towards 133. 2-3 days closing below the 106 and we are heading towards 103 and 94. We don't even need Fibonacci to look left and identify support and resistance areas. Nvidia, very nice bullish day. 435 is the 618 retracement. Depends how you look at it. It can also be the 382 retracement. But the most important thing is look left. 436, support, support, resistance. Naturally, It's resistance now. Continuation above it, we are heading towards 455 and then 480. Meta, nice bounce. Trend lines, you know these trend lines because you follow me on Twitter and you saw previous videos. Trend lines gives us the true support and resistance for future price action. I'm waiting for a close above the 312. 312 intersection between two trend lines. Long term, short term, above this blue trend line, we will re-enter meta long. Microsoft still sliding down on this red trend line. We still don't see it. Now we see it. Sliding down this red trend line towards the gap at the 316. In my opinion, until this gap will not get filled, Microsoft will not have enough power for the next leg up. We can take also Fibonacci, swing low, swing high. As you can see, 618 retracement holding. It needs to break and touch, close this, and then next leg up. Google, once again, another great example of why trend lines are the true support resistance for price action. Broke up and above. I want to see continuation another day or two towards the 133, and then we can take Fibonacci where price might be heading next. Fibonacci gives us what we need. No other indicator. First, Fibonacci is not an indicator. Second, no other indicator in all these thousands and thousands of indicators. No indicator can give you next resistance for future price action. Continuation above 132, we are heading towards 133.80 and then 138, 144. But we do have here this gap at the 122. Let's see how Google goes. Netflix, another day, trying to get back above the 426. But for now, we have high, lower highs, lower lows. We have a gap at the 409. In my opinion, this gap must get filled. Too many gaps to the upside, to the downside on Netflix. And we have left shoulder, head, and what looks like the beginning of the right shoulder. This red trend line represents a long-term uptrend holding the higher lows since June of 2022. For now, no long position on Netflix. We need a weekly close above 446. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please hit the like, subscribe, share with friends. Don't forget to check the links in the description below. Choose your own path to become your own indicator. Stop following others to tell you what to do and how to buy and where to sell. Until the next video, stay safe.